If cortisol is such an important component to all these different parts of our health, how do we keep that in balance? What, I mean, I'm sure there's not just one way, but what do you do?
You know, it's a great question because there's actually a lot of research on activities you can do on a daily basis, and you don't have to do them for very long. We're talking 5 to 15 minutes a day, things that help get your cortisol back to optimal levels. I separate them into 5 different categories. One I call connecting with yourself. And this can be different for different people, but connecting with self would be activities like yoga, meditation, mindfulness. The second category is connecting with others. So this could even be a phone call with a friend or family member. It could be taking the dog for a walk, because we know that connection with pets also helps rebalance cortisol. And then there's just enjoying nature in general. So if it's spending time outdoors, if it's even looking at pictures of nature, tells our body to relax. And then what I call just giving your brain a break, which are basic things like reading a book or drinking a cup of tea. Actually just, right? You just, even thinking of it, you kind of take a breath and you go, oh, okay, I can kind of relax and chill and just enjoy this book for 15 minutes. It actually works. The fifth area has to do with how we experience our emotions. Laughter, for example, decreases cortisol levels, as does journaling about emotions. So these are some little basic things that maybe you're already even doing, but you didn't realize are helping to recover from stress. And then from there, there's also nutrients and herbs we can use to help restore cortisol levels. So if, say, a person has this elevated cortisol, the research shows a nutrient, for example, called phosphatidylserine. There's also magnolia as an herb and banana leaf that have been shown to help decrease cortisol levels. So we can use them. I would recommend working with a practitioner, like a naturopathic doctor, who can help you with the right dosing. And really, before going down that path, you want to first test your cortisol levels. We can actually measure the levels. The best way to do it is in saliva, because this way, if you do a saliva sample at different times of day, say 1 in the morning, noon, evening, bedtime, now we can see maybe your cortisol is fine in the morning, but it's just that it's too high at night. For other people, it's that at some point the cortisol actually becomes too low, and then you need different herbs. So I wouldn't recommend just guessing, because if you think you might have high cortisol and you take herbs to lower it, but you actually have low cortisol, you're not helping yourself any. So better to test, have a practitioner help you, but these herbs and nutrients can help the adrenal glands recover and get back to optimal. And what I find in practice is that then we can stop this vicious cycle. Once this cortisol is rebalanced, and at the same time you become more aware of dietary changes and things you can do to keep it on track, it's a lot easier to recover.